This week we are looking at art and illustration in children's picture books, and I had another text that I really wanted to show you by the same author, Carson Ellis. It's called Do As Talk, but I think I had mentioned we're in the middle of a move and all of our many books are buried in the bottom of a storage unit. I was able to access this one, which will have to be a second best. It's called Home, as you can see, and on the cover it has all of these different types of homes, and it's really fun because there are so many different interpretations of home, but she presents it in a very linear way. You can see it's almost like a grid. It's hard to do with one hand. Okay, now Carson Ellis, she's one of my favorite illustrators. She usually uses gouache for her illustrations, which is kind of like a watercolor, and it provides a lot of texture in her art. They're always really kind of quirky and whimsical. Look at these funny little flowers down here. I want to get to some particular pages though. So it demonstrates all these different types of homes and really interesting interpretations of what home is. This is like the little old lady who lived in a shoe with her many, many children. Okay, now this is a page I wanted to show you. It's demonstrating a lot of contrast using color and shape. And you can see that these two characters of sort are acting as foils to each other. There's a French woman in practical shoes and, with a practical bun in her hair. She's got the French flag and a trumpet. And then you have an Atlantean woman with wild hair, not a lot of clothes on. And they're both demonstrating their two different homes to each other almost. You can see how they're both kind of calling out to each other. And you have the black, 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 white, 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 almost like a checkerboard. And this really contributes to the theme of the text because it's demonstrating that home is a universal desire and need for all humans and all living things, really, because there are homes in here that even belong to animals, you'll see, but that they're very different and the same simultaneously. See, here's a hollow tree home that belongs to maybe a mole or a rat. And there are lots of contrasts you can see back and forth. There's another page I wanted to show you. Here's another contrast page, a Slovakian duchess versus a Kenyan blacksmith. And you can see the people who it's referencing are situated in the same place on the page each time. So the way that she uses space and shape, to kind of balance things out and create this form of repetition and contrast between the two is really powerful. Here's another good example, a Japanese businessman versus a Norse god. And if I can pull the phone back far enough here, you can see there's repetition even when there's contrast. The use of white space on the outside of the illustration is balanced the same on both pages. Another example, a babushka. So you see all these little details that you might find in like an old Russian woman's home, and where she might look out the window, versus what a moonian, somebody who lives on the moon, might see when he or she looks out the window. Same thing here, a raccoon versus Carson Ellis herself looking out her window. And that is home.